Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following Japanese entertainment news at all this month, you've probably seen the headlines that feel almost too wild to be true. A relatively unknown junior comedian just took one of the biggest names in the entire industry, Hitoshi Matsumoto of Downtown, all the way to court and actually won. And not just won, he walked away with one of the largest defamation awards we've ever seen in Japanese showbiz history. So today I want to walk you through exactly what happened, why this case is being called a landmark verdict, and why it might change how tabloid magazines operate forever. First, let's set the stage with the two main players. On one side you have Hitoshi Matsumoto, half of the legendary manzai duo Downtown, the guy who basically built modern Japanese comedy television. He's been the king of late-night TV for 3 decades, hosts some of the highest-rated shows in the country, and until very recently, nobody in the industry would even dream of challenging him publicly. On the other side is Shinsuke Ozawa, one-third of the comedy trio Speedwagon. If you're not deep into Japanese comedy, you might not know the name immediately, but Speedwagon has been around since the early 2000s, and Ozawa is the tall, gentle-looking guy who usually plays the straight man in their sketches. He's well-liked but definitely not a household name on the level of Matsumoto. So how did these two worlds collide? It all started in November 2023 when Friday magazine, one of Japan's most aggressive weekly tabloids published by Kodansha, dropped a bombshell article. The headline and the content strongly implied that Ozawa had engaged in inappropriate conduct with a female university student years earlier when he was already a working comedian. The article didn't come right out and say he committed a crime, because that would have been too legally risky, but it used heavy innuendo, anonymous, friends, quoting the woman, and suggestive language that left very little to the imagination. Within hours the story was everywhere, picked up by online portals, variety show panels were joking about it, and Ozawa's reputation took an immediate hit. Almost immediately Ozawa went public and said the entire story was fabricated. He claimed he had never even met the woman in question and announced he would sue both Friday magazine and, crucially, Hitoshi Matsumoto personally. That second part shocked everyone. Why Matsumoto? Because according to Ozawa's legal team, Matsumoto had been one of the main sources feeding information to Friday. Apparently Matsumoto had heard some version of this rumor years earlier, believed it, and repeatedly brought it up in private drinking parties with reporters. Friday magazine claimed they had multiple sources, but when push came to shove in court, the only identifiable person who admitted to telling them the story was Matsumoto himself. Fast forward 2 years of legal back and forth, and on November 18, 2025, the Tokyo District Court finally handed down its ruling. The judge found that Friday magazine could not prove even the basic truth of their core claims. The alleged victim never appeared in court, no concrete evidence like messages or photos was presented, and the magazine's main source turned out to be second- and third-hand gossip that originated from Matsumoto. The court said the article clearly damaged Ozawa's honor and career opportunities and that publishing it without solid verification amounted to illegal defamation. Now here's where it gets historic. The court ordered Kodansha, the publisher of Friday, and Hitoshi Matsumoto jointly to pay 55 million yen in damages, plus legal costs. That is an absolutely enormous amount by Japanese standards. For context, most defamation cases involving celebrities here end with awards in the 1 to 5 million yen range. 55 million is practically unheard of, and the fact that Matsumoto was held personally liable, not just the magazine, sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment world. The judge was pretty blunt in the written opinion. He said weekly magazines have a public interest duty to report carefully when making accusations that can destroy someone's livelihood, especially when the target is a junior talent with far less power than the sources feeding the story. The court basically called out the whole ecosystem where senior comedians casually spread unverified rumors to reporters over drinks, knowing the magazine will run it and the junior guy has no real way to fight back. Since the verdict dropped, The reactions have been fascinating. A lot of younger comedians and talents have quietly celebrated this as a rare win against the old guard. Some industry insiders are saying this could mark the beginning of the end for the anything goes weekly magazine culture that has dominated Japanese entertainment for decades. Kodansha stock actually dipped the day after the ruling, and there are already reports that several magazines are reviewing their editorial processes and requiring stronger evidence before running negative stories on lower-ranking talents. As for Matsumoto, he's stayed completely silent so far. His agency Yoshimoto Kogyo put out a short statement saying they respect the court's decision but are considering an appeal. Given how much money and face is on the line, most legal commentators think an appeal is almost certain, though overturning a factual finding like this is extremely difficult in Japan. For Ozawa, this verdict is life-changing. Not only does he get a huge financial settlement, but the court's recognition that the story was baseless completely clears his name. He's already been booked on several talk shows to tell his side, and this talk his trio Speedwagon might finally get the mainstream push they've deserved for years. So where does this leave us? This case feels like a turning point. For decades the power dynamic in Japanese comedy has been brutally hierarchical. Seniors could make or break juniors with a single comment, and weekly magazines were the weapon of choice. Now, for the first time, a junior Wayne Jr. talent fought back, took the biggest name in comedy to court, and actually won. If the appeal fails and this 55 million yen judgment stands, it's going to make a lot of powerful people think twice before casually spreading rumors to reporters. That's the full story as we know it right now. I'll keep you updated if Matsumoto appeals or if any new details come out, because this one is definitely not over yet. If you found this breakdown helpful, drop a like, leave a comment with your thoughts. Do you think this will really change how tabloids operate, or is it just one rare victory? And subscribe if you want more deep dives into Japanese entertainment scandals, because trust me, there are plenty more where this came from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.